Police of Minneapolis are bracing for protests after 2 officers were cleared in the fatal shooting of 24-year-old Jamar Clark. You're looking now at pictures from North Minneapolis, where several dozens of people have gathered to the spot where Clark was shot last November. The deadly shooting sparked weeks of protests, and Wednesday's decision reignited those emotions. The mayor and chief of police said they support demonstrators to express their feelings, but that they should remain peaceful. Clark was fatally shot on November 15th after getting into a scuffle with police. The Hennepin County attorney, Mike Freeman, said investigators concluded the officers acted in self-defense. Jericka Duncan is in Minneapolis.
When did the blood get washed off the sidewalk?
Anger boiled over inside the Hennepin County Courthouse.
The city burns, it's on your hands.
Family and friends of 24-year-old Jamar Clark took aim at County Attorney Mike Freeman.
Police have a very difficult job.
For more than 30 minutes, Freeman laid out a detailed case for why he decided not to charge the 2 responding officers.
They told him to take his hands out of his pocket. He refused.
Video released today from an ambulance shows Officer Mike Ringenberg grab Clark from behind. According to Freeman, Officer Dustin Schwartzy heard Ringenberg say, "He's got my gun."
Schwartzy said he put the gun to the edge of Clark's mouth and said, "Let go or I'm going to shoot you," end quote. Schwartzy recalls Clark looking directly at him and saying, quote, "I'm ready to die."
Prosecutors say Clark's DNA was found on the handle of the gun, but no fingerprints. And they say an autopsy showed no signs of Clark being handcuffed. But several other witnesses say Clark was on the ground with his hands cuffed when he was shot in the head. Local NAACP President Nikema Levy-Pounds.
There's a notion that they can kill us, that they can arrest us, that they can harass us, and they will not be held accountable.
Jericka Duncan joins us now. Jericka, I'm curious, how is the community reacting to this decision here this evening?
Well, you can see behind me the protest started about 20 minutes ago or so, and this has really divided the community, as you mentioned, but it's also brought people together. There are young people, older people, white people, black people, people of all nationalities coming together because they are concerned about the cases that we've seen across the country and now here in their city of Minneapolis involving a man who was shot and killed by police. In the video that you saw in the piece, again, the concern, it seemed, for a lot of the folks who were in that press conference today when the county attorney announced that he would not press charges is that video we see of Mr. Clark apparently being taken down by police, not necessarily matching up exactly with what the attorney said regarding how he was restrained early on. So that was a sticking point for a lot of people on the Black Lives Matter, on the NAACP side. On the police side, though, the spokesman for the police union basically saying that he felt as though what the officers did was lawful and proper. So you definitely have division here, but then you have people like this who are saying they're going to continue to protest and they want to see changes within the police department. They want to have more community involvement and a better rapport, an overall better relationship with police and the communities that they are expected to protect and serve.
Do you feel as though that people are satisfied that this was a transparent and thorough investigation?
I think that's what County Attorney Michael Freeman was trying to do. I mean, he said in the beginning, excuse me, before he got started, that he was going to take this to a grand jury, but he decided to look at the case. He said he spent over 31 hours reading a lot of the documents, going over the evidence, the autopsy, the videos, to come to this conclusion as to whether or not these police officers were reasonable and how they responded in this situation. So I don't know if it's a matter of people necessarily feeling that the transparency helped. If anything, the transparency aspect of it and being able to see some of the video and kind of make some of their own conclusions still leaves a lot of people asking, you know, why did it have to get this far, when you consider that the county attorney, in his words, said that from the time the police approached Jamar Clark to the time that he was shot in the head was 61 seconds. It's transparency, but it also gives people more information and in some cases more ammunition to be upset about the choices and the decisions that the police made, as well as the county attorney today.
And what about the 2 officers involved, Jericka? What happens next?
Well, they were on administrative leave. From what I understand, they'll obviously have a chance to come back, but they're not really speaking. Again, the Police Federation of Minneapolis, their union head, if you will, spoke out in terms of what their thoughts and feelings were about these officers. But we haven't heard much from those two officers, and we know that they were, at least before today's announcement, on paid administrative leave.
All right, Jericka Duncan reporting for us from Minneapolis. Thank you, Jericka.